Keep showing up. I'm sure you've all heard that before, right? Keep showing up for whatever it is, for I don't know, a sport, a job, an activity that you're involved in. I remember one time I had this job, and I was a ground level employee, entry level, and we had an orientation meeting, a big orientation meeting, and they called the big boss in, the CEO, whatever, of the place we worked, and he came, and I remember the words he said. He goes, "Be present, just show up." So I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, is he telling me I could just show up and like just be asleep, like sleepwalk my way, like?" Because he's saying, I have fostered the growth and watched so many people work their way up from the ground up, and I really believed him. And I inspired him. I was inspired by him. But I heard other stories about him too. Like there was another side to him. Like when they got a bad rating on an inspection, he would like lace into. So I would not want to work right under people like that. Type A personalities with egomaniacs, people with high places. They either love you, they're very nice to you, or they're very, very nasty to you. It's like riding a roller coaster. I would not want to work under somebody like that. But I remember what he said: be present, show up. It's half the battle. Isn't half the battle? Now, another saying I've heard in my life, and maybe you've heard it: keep coming back. Where is that from? From substance abuse support groups, NA, AA meetings, and I think maybe from some mental health support groups as well. And I myself, I have gone to NA, AA meetings, mental health, partly to stop my compulsive behaviors, partly to learn about other people, learn insight about myself. And I'm not going to lie, partly out of loneliness. Many times I have gone to support group meetings just because I'm lonely and I want to make friends. And at the end of these meetings, if you haven't been to an AA or an NA meeting, you all stand around, you hold hands, and then you say, "Keep coming back." And I'm not going to, you know what I think when I go, what am I coming back for? I'm holding hands with a bunch of strangers who I don't even know. I guess that's my point, that just because you have one thing in common with people does not mean you're going to bond with them. And I'm using AA and A meetings as yes, you all share the common bond of having a substance abuse issues. It doesn't mean you'll click with them. I've gone these meetings, and they're guys who only go there. They don't even want to talk to any guys. They're on the hunt for young beavers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own agenda. Like in comedy or music or podcasting, you think that just because you're a comedian, just because you like comedy, just because you like to perform comedy, that you're going to bond with the other comedians, that they're going to come up and embrace you and shake you and give you a one. No. That's the only one thing you have in common. And that's part of the issue of showing up, is showing up to places where you might not necessarily bond with people, is to keep coming back. It's okay to take a break once in a while. It's okay to step back, but keep coming back, but keep reinventing yourself. Like in Rocky Balboa, he got knocked out, but he came back. He got up from the road, and he came back with you come back with a different strategy every time. And that's what I've been doing in a lot of my pursuits, like comedy, for example. People don't like me as a comic for whatever reason. I have one friend out there who I work with, and he's doing overtime. I can't expect him to watch all my videos, but I know he watches, and when I see that one like, I get the feeling it's him, and I thank him, and I appreciate him. But most people don't like me for whatever. I don't know. I just don't have them. Some people have that magic. People like them. They want to work with them. They want to open doors to them. They want to follow them or subscribe to them. They want to pay them and do things. Other people, nobody wants them. No one even notices when they're around. Even when you try and put yourself out, people are just indifferent. And I'm one of those people. But I keep coming back. I keep coming back with a new approach. You see, I've only been doing this social media thing for about I've only making these videos for about 2 years. I am new to the video game, and I realize people don't like me, but I keep coming back. But before the videos, I wasn't doing videos. I was just doing live comedy, and people didn't like me there either. People didn't want to hang out with me. People didn't want to put me in their shows. People didn't want to, most people didn't want to work with me for whatever reason. I don't know why. There's just something about me, but I don't stop. I go home, I evaluate. What am I doing wrong? How can I come back? I started another podcast, by the way, which is, I told you, it's an occupation podcast. So I'm not talking about comedy. I'm not talking about variety of bullshit. I'm talking strictly about occupational things, and I'm trying not to bitch and moan and complain like I do here and say, oh, nobody listens to me, nobody watches me, I try to stay on topic. Now, I did one short. I got 76 views. I did one long video. I got 0 views. I did another short. I got 0, but I'm going to keep going. I don't, like, once again, I know I'm talking about it here. People don't like me. I can't say it because I don't want to bring that negative comment. Because when you say people don't like you, when you say people rejected me, when you say I keep trying, it's just going to repel people every more because negativity brings more negativity. Really, I should be coming on here saying everything's rosy as hell, and I have millions of followers, and I'm booked up and down the USA, and I have gigs everywhere. I'm better off doing that than coming on and saying nobody likes me, but it's the way I feel. I'm sorry. I'm carrying this baggage with me, this baggage of rejection, this baggage of trying everywhere, knocking on doors, and nobody's answering. And watching, and I know that thinking is destroying me too, because I'm thinking what I don't have. You're not supposed to think what you don't have. You're supposed to think what you have. But I keep showing up. I keep showing up, and I keep coming back. And that's what I'm telling you to do. Keep showing back. Maybe you're trying to make the baseball team. I don't know how old you guys are. Maybe you want to be in the Olympics. Maybe you want to be an American Idol. Maybe you want to be the richest person in the world. Maybe you want to own like digital Bitcoin. There's so many possibilities. Whatever it is you want to do, keep showing up. You know what the main thing is? Show up for yourself. Before you make the commitment to show up somewhere, make sure you're showing up for yourself, because nobody's going to show up for you unless you show up for yourself. You can show up like me to these open mics with this negative attitude, hoping that people feeling rejected, and hoping no one's going to come up and show up to me and hug me and say, here's Steven, come up on a stage. You want to work with me? No, they're not, because I have to show up for myself and believe for myself. And you do it enough, the light comes out of you, like the end of the Matrix when he believed that he is the one. You are the one.